I am excited about this one today, guys. We've got the DJI Avata 2, and you already know what time it is. We're gonna put it in the sky, we're gonna have some fun with it. Let's get to flying. Not good. New drones are a lot like new phones, right? We get a few new models every year, you get some new features and upgrades, and you've got to ask yourself, is it worth the purchase? So what's new on the Avata 2? Well, let's start with the camera. The camera sensor on the Avata 1 was a 1/1.7 inch CMOS sensor. On the Avata 2, we've got a 1/1.3 inch CMOS sensor. So it's a bigger sensor, we're capturing more light. They've also made some upgrades to the camera and to the video itself, so we're getting a higher dynamic range, we're getting better video quality, and with that higher dynamic range, we're getting better detail in the light, better detail in the shadows, which you're gonna see in the transmission of the goggles as well. So we're gonna fly it down through this tunnel.
What did you do?
Now, the standard color profile with DJI is pretty good, and we film with it a lot, but we also like to use some of the upgraded color profiles. The DJI Avata 1 did have D-Cine-like, and we'll show you a clip of that. The Avata 2 is now coming with the D-Log-M, and that is gonna be a flatter base when you pull the SD card out of the drone, but it's gonna allow you to be more flexible with your color grading in post, and you're gonna see some, again, higher dynamic range, better video quality, and better results if you want to do that color grading. And that D-Log-M color profile is the same that we saw on the Mini 4, the Air 3, some other drones, and the Pocket 3 as well. Like the Avata 1, the Avata 2 has some great frame rate options. You're getting 4K at 30, 50, and 60 frames per second. And if you bump down to 2K or 1080, you have an additional 100 or 120 frames per second as well. The other thing that they've done with the Avata 2 is they've made it a little bit quieter, which is a good thing because the Avata 1 had a tendency to sound like a big swarm of bees and induce a mass panic.
Whoa, whoa. You hear that?
Yeah, is that a swarm of bees?
That's a good thing on the Avata 2. All right, so if you've flown FPV before, you're gonna like the Avata 2. If you haven't flown FPV before, you're gonna love the Avata 2. You can pick this thing up and get going easily, and unlike traditional FPV drones, if you're flying on sticks and you let go, it will come to a position hold. So it will stay there and hover. You're not gonna have to worry about the pressure of always being on those sticks. So flying this drone, you have two options on controllers. You have the regular FPV controller, you also have the motion controller as well. The motion controller is a great way to introduce yourself to FPV so you can start and ease yourself in. It is so easy to use. Just pick this thing up out of the box. You'll be able to get up in the air quickly and start having fun in no time. Have you ever flown FPV before?
No.
I have not.
No, I've never flown FPV.
Have you flown a drone before?
I have not flown a drone, Ben.
Scout's honor.
Don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but it's the first round.
Okay. This is gonna be fun. Point up with the dot. Okay, there you go. That's high enough. How does that feel?
This is so weird.
Oh my goodness.
Very smooth controls.
Pretty easy, right?
Yeah.
It's incredible. You know, I mean, it really makes it fun.
This is pretty addicting, I'm not gonna lie.
You flew the Mini 4 Pro, and now you're using the motion controller. What do you think?
It's like a lot easier.
It's fun, right?
It's very fun.
Within seconds, it feels comfortable.
With the motion controller in mind, they've added something here which I absolutely love. One of my favorite features on the Avata 2, easy Acro mode. With one press of a button, even if you're stationary and hovering in position hold, you can do a flip with the drone and do a barrel roll just with the press of a button. The ability to do some of these tricks is really fun.
Very easy to set up, actually. You have to go to the top menu. This is the easy acro mode. Are you ready? I'm gonna do a forward flip.
Oh,
And then
cool.
can do a back flip.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
Here we go. Hey, look at that.
How easy was that?
Wow.
Oh, yeah, like a barrel roll. Oh, that is sweet.
Have you ever done a flip into a pool or anything?
Yes, I have done a flip into the pool.
I'm more of a cannonball guy myself. Now, to really test how easy it is to fly this drone, we gotta ask, can you fly it while holding a baby? And the answer to that is yes. Can you be my VO for me, guy? Yeah? Woohoo! Another piece of the aircraft that we had on the DJI Avata 1, we also have on the 2 now, the prop guards here. The built-in prop guards are nice and sturdy, and these come in handy, I can tell you from experience, because you're gonna bump into things. Now, luckily, we haven't needed really to use the prop guards yet, because we haven't crashed the drone a single solitary time. Not even once.
That's a no-go.
All right, so take a look at these goggles. Now, if you think they look small and light, it's because they are. These are super comfortable. I've worn a few other pairs of goggles, and these by far are my favorite. Really feels actually nice to wear these.
I enjoy those way more than the first iteration. These are pretty darn comfortable.
They were lightweight. You didn't feel it pulling down the front.
Like the Avata 1 goggles, we've got this adjustment here, which is perfect, especially for folks that use glasses or corrective lenses. So you can take those off, put the goggles on, and you can make slight tweaks and adjustments to get everything crystal clear in focus. Upgraded feature they've done here, which is this rubber part that goes around your eyes to block the light. It's light. It's light like a feather. Well, maybe not a feather, that would tickle your face, but it's light.
Pillowy, like it didn't really press against your
Pillowy.
face.
Oh, I called it feathery, but I was like, no, not feathery. Where the pressure is now is actually up here on this headband. That makes a world of difference. So you don't get the rings around your eyes, end up looking like a raccoon. Deviant little trash pandas, they are cute, I'll give them that. Aw, look at this little raccoon. That being said, if you wear these, the headband will leave a little bit of a red mark. It kind of just looks like I forgot to duck when I was walking underneath a pole, and I'm clumsy enough that's passable. No, son of a... This is the battery, but you can charge simply by the port on the front of the goggles themselves, and like you'd find on a hard hat, there's an adjustable dial back here, and that adjusts the tension, how tightly it's wrapped around your face. I think probably the best feature on the goggles this time around is the pass-through. If you tap on the right side of the goggles, you will pass through looking out from the goggles themselves. And this is one of those features that now we have it, I don't want to go back. It's great. You can also get picture-in-picture.
If you go to settings, display, all the way down to the bottom, there'll be a PIP, and you switch that on. Now, every time you double tap the goggles, it will go into PIP mode.
I didn't know you could do picture-in-picture. I thought it was just one or the other.
The Avata has a field of view on the super wide angle of 155 degrees.
Oh.
Goggles themselves is definitely much narrower. We should do some kind of test where we can see like the difference between the two of them.
You know what we should do?
What? How many reps are you doing? That's good. That's good, Ethan. Does that look super good? Super scientific test. I've got picture-in-picture display right here. Here's a quick tip before you go taping a drone to the top of your head. If you have picture-in-picture mode enabled in the goggles, it is gonna stop recording. So we don't even have this footage. Maybe we'll see an update in the future, but for now, here's a recreation. You are a very big person in front of my screen here. You are right there in front of me. If I switch over to the drone though, oh man, this was a great idea, guys. Looking at the drone itself, I think this was a mistake. Whose idea was this? Oh yeah, thank you for being as gentle as possible. Okay. Oh, what we do for science. When you're ready, you have flown FPV before. What controller do you prefer?
I actually prefer the normal FPV controller.
It feels more natural to me just flying like the Air 3 and the Mini 4 too, right?
Exactly.
With the FPV controller, you can be much more accurate in your controls, correct?
I sure feel like I can, yes.
Yeah,
I feel like I can be much more precise and you know, in manual mode, I can put that drone right where I want it to be, not necessarily where the drone thinks it should be.
Having flown other drones, it's really easy to pick this one up, stick the goggles on, and just fly in normal mode.
I do like the precision controlling. Yeah, that feels good.
And trust me, if you want to get a precision flight, even flying in normal mode, this is where it's at. The FPV Controller 3 is going to give you the maximum control over the drone, make it do what you want it to do.
learning how to do the that shot around the goalpost.
orbit, yeah.
The orbit shot. That was really cool. I think with me liking options, I would probably get both controllers.
So those are the major features on the Avata 2, but wait, there's more. There's a lot of little features on the Avata 2 that actually set this drone apart, starting with the internal storage. On the Avata 2, we have a whopping 46 gigs of storage, whereas on the Avata 1, we had 20 gigs. So that is more than double what we were getting with the Avata 1, and 46 gigs is a lot. The internal storage has got your back. This is a one-axis gimbal, and what that means is while you're flying, the horizon is actually going to shift, maintaining that full FPV experience. Here's a mode that you'll want to engage, which is the electronic image stabilization. Without this turned on, you're going to get a little bit of jitter, you're going to see some of the vibrations in the camera. As soon as you switch on rock steady, that is going to treat that footage and give it a buttery smooth feel. With horizon steady turned on, the horizon is going to be locked, so the horizon is not going to shift like a true FPV, and if you're used to flying a non-FPV drone, this is going to be a similar feel for you. Now, the Avata 2 is a smaller drone. It's even smaller than the Mini 4 Pro, which is a good thing because if you're flying FPV, you're going to want to hit some gaps and get into some small spaces, which the Avata 2 can do very well. And this is where the prop guards again come into play, because as you're flying into those tight spaces, if you bump into something, it's going to protect the drone itself. It's going to help protect your surroundings, which may even include a person.
Oh man. Oh.
All right, let's talk about another feature that's great on this drone that I hope I never have to use, and that is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle mode. That's right. If you find yourself inverted on the ground, then you can engage turtle mode. It's going to make the drone flip over automatically from its back to the front and allow you to take back off again. If I have to engage turtle mode, it's going to be a long trek back to the office to tell Greg about my mistakes. Greg, it's Ben. I f***ed up. So fingers crossed that doesn't happen.
Ben, go away.
It's good to have it if you need it. If you like to post footage to social media in a vertical format, you're gonna like this ability. Even in 4K, you can change the aspect ratio to a 4:3. And what that means is you're gonna maintain more of the video in the top and bottom. You're still gonna have to crop, but when you do, you're maintaining more of the footage and what you're actually seeing in flight. All right, how about field of view? Just like on the Avata 1, you've got a few options here. You've got the normal, the wide, and the ultra wide. And the ultra wide has a staggering 155-degree field of view. For a comparison, on the Mini 4 Pro, if you buy an ultra wide lens, you can get up to a 100-degree field of view. Another feature that I'm glad that we have now on the Avata 2, on the Avata 1, you could pitch the gimbal down, but when you did, you actually had part of the airframe in the shot of the footage. Now on the Avata 2, I'm glad that we have this capability. A nadir shot is a cool shot, but also if you're trying to position yourself directly above something or avoid flying over people or moving vehicles, this is a good shot to be able to use to position yourself. Whether you're a seasoned FPV pilot,
This drone's really freaking fun.
or you've never flown an FPV drone,
I had a great time with it. Very intuitive, very easy to fly.
or you've never flown a drone ever in your life.
Thanks so much.
Fun time.
That was awesome.
The Avata 2 is a great choice for all levels of experience, and it's a ton of fun to fly. Now, if you want a full technical review, we've got the full Avata 2 review right here. Greg, we'll see you in the next video. Seal. Is that what I said? Is that what I said? Okay. I definitely didn't say that. I'm gonna redo it. Oh, slobber galore. All right, here we go.